every weekday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 5 a.m. all the way to 9 a.m. I'll be introducing our guests this morning. The Nigeria Bar Association annual general conferences have been holding, and today we want to, talk about the bar. We will put a bar in focus, and we want to discuss the state of the Nigerian bar. That's the legal profession in Nigeria. What exactly do Nigerians think about the legal profession as it is as we speak? Its contributions to national development, and does the Nigerian bar need to be repositioned to contribute more effectively to national development? As questions that we'd like you to answer this morning. Of course, we are not alone. We have a guest joining us live via video link, and of course, we're streaming live on Facebook. On our Facebook page, just go to the page that has more than 300,000 followers, and you know that's Nigerian. For Central Nigeria, space info, space 99.3. We're also streaming live on YouTube. When you head to YouTube, just choose or select Nigeria Info FM on YouTube, and you'll see our page there. You can also watch the program live. If you'd like to be a part of the conversation, you can drop your comments on our live stream on Facebook, and also a live stream on YouTube as well, and I'll be very glad to read from you. Our WhatsApp number for your WhatsApp messages 08095975805. Sorry, that's the old one. The new one 0201 277 0993 0201 277 0993. You can call that number. We have also a female line 0201 465 7190. 0201 465 7190. That's the WhatsApp number for you, of course, to call in, to send your WhatsApp messages to be part of the conversation right here on 99.3. Talking about the state of the bar in Nigeria. I want to introduce our guest. He's a senior advocate of Nigeria. He's a professor, of course, a ranking member of the Nigeria Bar Association, man with many accomplishments. Professor Paul Chibuike Ananaba is a known name as far as the legal profession in Nigeria is concerned, both academically and with his work at the Nigeria Bar Association. He's a principal partner at Professor Paul C. Ananaba, SAN and Co. He obtained his Bachelor of Law at Imo State University, LLB Honors, in 1990. He was called to Nigerian Bar in 1991, just so you know how many years he spent at the bar. He holds an LLM in legislative drafting and a PhD from Babcock University. He is a member of the Maritime Arbitrators Association of Nigeria and a fellow in few organizations and corporations. He is also an adjunct professor at the Adventist University of Africa, Kenya School of Postgraduate. He's also a doctor of philosophy. He studied political science at Babcock University. His CV goes on and on and on. He is registered with Securities and Exchange Commission as a capital market consultant. He's a member of the Chartered Institute of Arbitration, UK, a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Chartered Arbitrators. He's a member of the Board of Trustees, Babcock University in Elisha, Remo, Ogun State, and he go on and on and on and on. He's won several awards. We won't go into that because of time. But he has done a lot as far as the Nigerian Bar Association is concerned. His contributions to the Nigerian Bar Association. Prof, good morning to you. Thank you very much for your time. I can see you're all decked in your tie and your suit. Maybe getting ready to go for your activities today with the NBA Annual General Conferences. Good morning to you, sir.
Nigerians.
Thank you very much for your time. Just for our listeners to know that, if there's anyone qualified to talk about the state of the Nigerian bar, you're one of those qualified, having paid your dues in this country. Just give us a bit of an update, Prof. With the ongoing annual general conferences, how's it been? We've heard from the likes of Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. We've heard from the likes of former Ghanaian President John Dramani Mahama. How's it been so far with the NBA annual general conferences this year?
Well, this conference, the team is pressing forward. The conference has lived up to its billing. The largest gathering of lawyers in any black country in the world. You can imagine that the full span of a co-meridian halls could not contain us. Then the whole of TVS, if you just get to the island, you will know that a serious event is going on in Lagos. So this is the fourth bar conference is well, and started off on a very high note with Professor Konji Wala, and then moved on, like you said, to former Ghanaian president, then all the way to the Senate president, who was physically there. You know, the Senate president is a member of the bar.
Yes, indeed.
So he was there. And quite so many, Falana and all that, all of us were there yesterday and before yesterday. So the bar conference, it lived up to its expectation. And guess what? It's been put together by the chairman of that committee. Is a Nigerian lady. So the ladies also are coming up. They had a special session yesterday where they lined up some of the high achievers among our women, bank MDs, and all that. So it was a great event in the last 2 days, and it will continue. Beyond even talking law, the exhibition hall and the the breakaway sessions in the TVS have been very exciting and elucidating. Thank you.
Interesting, very interesting indeed. That the Eco Hotel Conference or Convention Center has not been even enough, as big as it is, to contain the lawyers who've been, attending this MBA a conference. That's quite interesting. Now, you are you still
actually 16,000 lawyers plots registered for this conference.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. I mean, you are a ranking member of the NBA, having been I think you've been the chairman of NBA Speedo. I don't know if you're still chairman of NBA. That's a section on public interest and development litigation, if I'm not mistaken. Are you still the Speedo chairman?
No, I'm not the chairman now.
Okay. Interesting. That's very, very key component of the Nigeria Bar Association. How will you describe, sir, the state of the bar in Nigeria today?
Well, the bar has grown so much. It had its challenges, but we remain the foremost profession in this country, and making arguably the most contribution in terms of professional groups. Will remain one entity. There's only the Bar Association, Nigerian Bar Association. Those were forced to have law society that has not found its way. Quite unlike many other organizations, other professions, accountants and law, medical doctors, they have all kinds of associations. But Nigerian Bar Association has remained the mainline association. In fact, as of yesterday, it was clear that the acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, Honorable Justice Kekereku, will also attend the conference, particularly as at the time there will be the handover later in the week. This is a conference where there will be change of leadership from YC Mikia Wesen to Afamosi Wesen now as the incoming president of the bar.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, for those of you listening, please call right now, 0201-277-0993. If you're not aware, Lagos has been the center of activity as far as the legal profession in Nigeria is concerned The 2024 edition of the Nigeria Bar Association Annual General Conference kicked off since Friday, the 23rd of August, while other events on the schedule continue yesterday, today, and tomorrow, Wednesday, of course, yesterday and today, rather, at the Tafawa Balewa Square and indeed at Echo Hotel. Please keep your calls coming through 0201-277-0993. As far as you're concerned, is the bar in Nigeria playing its role in national development? 0201-277-0993 is the number to call. We have 0201-277-0993. A female line, 0201-465-7190. 0201-465-7190. So you heard from our guest, Prof. Ananaba. He says over 16,000 legal practitioners are participating in the NBA Annual General Conference. And this year's conference features, legal practitioners, industry leaders, technocrats, entrepreneurs, former presidents, and all that. The vice president said he was surprised that he was invited again after the trending, issue of his dressing last time, wearing a suit over a canvas. What's your take on that? That's to the lighter note, though, Prof.
Well, it's not a member of the bar. If he was a member of the bar, then we'll look at the dressing. Okay. The lawyers have dress code. You don't dress the way you like. You dress according to professional standards. So we're not worried about that dressing. The vice president and a very intelligent Nigerian. There's so much to offer in terms of his cerebral status. So we keep inviting him, and then we were not worried about those social media and all those discussions that go on. He's entitled to dress in a modest way as he perceives.
All right, interesting. Professor Ananaba, USAN, what challenges do you think lie ahead of the new or the acting CJN now that she's been sworn in? What challenges lie ahead? What are the issues she needs to work on?
Well, the delay in justice is something I think she should look at now. Great efforts have been made in the past to get cases disposed of as quickly as possible. But we've achieved that in political cases, but we've not been able to achieve it beyond political cases. So I expect that, when we say justice delayed, justice denied, there are some cases in the Supreme Court that are over 12, 13 years. In many cases, even the litigants may die. So it's not been the best. So we want quicker justice. I think she should be able to do it because she's gone through the ladder. She understands how Nigerians feel. She has an idea of why cases are delayed. So for whatever it is, I expect that cases will be disposed of faster, particularly at the appellate courts, the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeal. Again, we expect some degree of judicial reforms. I don't see why some cases, every case goes to the Supreme Court. No. Last year, there was at least 1,200 cases that were filed at the Supreme Court. Even when you have a full panel of 21, how would they hear 1,000 cases? What quality of justice would you then expect? I expect that not more than 100 cases should go to the Supreme Court in a year. Indeed, 50. So they take perhaps a case in a day. And if you are appearing in the Supreme Court, you will now know that you are going to appear at the Supreme Court. Every single line of the case, the brief, will be reviewed. So, chieftaincy matters should end. In fact, the geopolitical zone should have regional Supreme Courts and courts of appeal, so that those cases will end there. Landlord-tenant matter. What are they going to do at the Supreme Court? You look at a litigation process of one plot of land in a remote part of Nigeria, or any part of Nigeria. One plot of land that may be less than ₦1 million in value. It continues up to the Supreme Court. Why? Such cases should be determined maximum at the regional courts of appeal. Western Nigeria had that, and it was good. I think we need to go back to it.
Okay.
Now, if we have cases that have national significance, they should go to the Supreme Court. In any event, it shouldn't be left for the litigant to determine. When such cases arise, there should be expert applications to the Supreme Court to determine whether that case has enough significance to be determined at the Supreme Court. If the Supreme Court grants leave, maybe within 14 days, then you can proceed to the Supreme Court. That way, our Supreme Court will have less burden now. Unlike now, you throw in all kinds of cases to the Supreme Court that are not worth going to the Supreme Court. Just to ask for an injunction that the principles of injunction are settled, you continue to appeal to the Supreme Court. To some, just to show that, oh, I've gone to the Supreme Court to argue a case. It shouldn't be so. It doesn't happen like that in most advanced legal systems.
Interesting. What about the issue of conflicting judgments? That's number one. Number two, questionable judgments. I say that very carefully. I'm not saying the judges are giving questionable judgments, but judgments that maybe some of you lawyers may say, but this is not following jurisprudence. So conflicting judgments, seemingly questionable judgments, and maybe judges who do not follow judicial due process, like the magistrate who sentenced someone without a trial in Nazi Ondo State.
Well, there are no questionable judgments.
Okay, that's why I had. So I retract that, sir.
Well, that's the perspective. There's no questionable judgments. Judge, that is not to say that there are no cases that give some concern. And if you have been following through, you will see that the NJSC has been up and doing, warning some judges, sanctioning some judges, suspending some, and all that, even lawyers. So conflicting judgments, yes, that's the point I was making. When we need to embrace technology beyond where we are now, so that every court in this country will have all the current judgments before them before they take any decision. I give you an example. Court of Appeal in Yola, or in Sokoto, or in Ibadan can be deciding a case one day apiece or on the same day without knowing what the other has decided. And the next time, people are of conflicting judgments. I don't think any judge will intentionally give a conflicting judgment, but it does happen. And when it happens, the NJC steps in. to normalize that situation.
All right.
Conflicting judgments are not the best.
All right.
And I don't encourage it.
Thank you very much. But when we come back, we'll look at the lawyers. Are you, those of you in the legal profession, doing enough to keep Nigeria, the path of development, to speak up when we have issues bedeviling the nation and to be a voice? Is the NBA itself also living up to what it is expected to in terms of being a pressure group of sorts? I'd like you to tell me when we come back from our break, and we'll take calls when we come back. Please, for those of you who've been calling, bear with me. We'll take your calls when we return. Stay with us.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
Yes.
You're cooking again?
My sister. I like to keep my family happy.
So you use Tasty Tom?
Of course.
This stew is so red and thick.
Tasty Tom tomato mix enriches my meals with an appealing and appetizing red color.
So Tasty Tom is this red and thick?
Yes, so.
It's also tasty.
Can we have more, please?
I am going to get my own Tasty Tom tomato mix. My family deserves to be happy too.
Yes, sir. With Tasty Tom tomato mix, you can give your family more of meals that make them happy. It's thick, tasty, and enriches your meals with an appealing red color. It's enriched with vitamins and fiber that are good for the body. Tasty Tom for tasty meals.
It's my so clean, new and improved.
So clean detergents, every grain works for you.
When you want it easy and you don't know where to go for your food and groceries, there's an app you need to know. Everything you need and more. Mano gets it. Mano gets it. One app. All you need. Mano gets it. From your phone to your door, Mano gets it.
Download the Mano app on Google Play Store or iOS App Store to order your essentials from groceries, food, and more. Mano, products you love delivered in minutes.
Tell me which kind thing Viva no fi wash away. Stain your body, Viva go wash away. Chicken for your clothes now, all you need for Viva to wash away. Gentle for your pocket, gentle for your hand. Oh my Viva, you go to make you shine. Oh Viva, oh Viva. I love my Viva. Say bye bye to very top stage, yo. Mama say bye bye to any kind stage, yo. Oh Viva, I love my Viva. That special secret that awakens taste buds, mouth-watering wonder with awesome aroma. Terra seasoning cube. Turns your meals into a masterpiece. Unwrap joy, unleash taste. Hey, come cook with Terra cubes. Come cook with Terra. Start your day and have a good time.
Kivo Creamer.
Where you need to have the break time.
Kivo Creamer.
If not tea, Papa Garita.
Kivo Creamer. Kivo Creamer.
He done of trading himself. James, hello.
Susan, I beg. Say you the wine me.
For where?
You who no longer depend solely on your salary.
So you people trade and don't carry us along in this office, Abby?
Jerry, now you they talk like this. Who doesn't want an extra stream of income? But I'm still looking for better trading conditions, I beg. Fast execution on my trades and possibly an account where swap no go carry all my profits where I don't know.
Guy, hfm.com.
For me, I wouldn't mind better spreads at all, and it won't be a bad idea to be able to make withdrawals in a flash.
All we want is transparency and great customer service.
Guys, I said hfm.com.
Which one is hfm.com again?
Switch to HFM today to enjoy ultra-fast execution, 1 to 2,000 leverage, tight spreads, swap-free, and more.
Guy, show us the way now.
Wait, are you sure deposits and withdrawals are sharp?
I said hfm.com. Visit www.hfm.com. HFM, online trading at its finest.
Price of market for the country won't carry person go where not know.
That will not be true, Toko. Because Samsung Blue Tag sales don't show with Ogbonge offers will make sense well like waka enter any approved Samsung store. Buy a Galaxy Z Fold 6 or trade in your old Samsung device them and you go collect free double door refrigerator wey carry 20 years warranty plus digital inverter wey get voltage control plus correct cooling wey dey circulate wella for maximum freshness. Discounts for Samsung Galaxy A55, A15 and A05 series e reach 70k wey dey comot for the phones. Promo go start from August 19 till stock finish. Terms and conditions dey.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
Yes?
You're cooking again?
My sister, you know I like to keep my family happy.
So you use Tasty Tom?
Of course.
This stew is so red and thick.
Tasty Tom tomato mix enriches my meals with an appealing and appetizing red color.
So Tasty Tom is this red and thick?
Yes, so.
It's also tasty.
Can we have more, please?
I am going to get my own Tasty Tom tomato mix. My family deserves to be happy too.
Yes, sir. With Tasty Tom tomato mix, you can give your family more of meals that make them happy. It's thick, tasty, and enriches your meals with an appealing red color. It's enriched with vitamins and fiber that are good for the body. Tasty Tom for tasty meals.
Live from the heart of Victoria Island, you're listening to your number one station, 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. Still asking you for your thoughts on the state of the Nigeria bar. Are Nigerian lawyers contributing adequately to national development? Lawyers in the country doing as much as they can, as much as they should, for Nigeria's development, Nigeria's betterment, apart from their day job, which is, legal profession. Please feel free to call the numbers we usually advertise, 0201-2770-993. Our guest this morning is a professor of law and a senior advocate of Nigeria. He's a former chairman of the Nigeria Bar Association section on public interest and development law, otherwise known as NBA Speedo. He was called to the Nigerian Bar in 1991. Professor Paul Chibuike Ananaba joins us right here on the Morning Crossfire. 0201-277-0993. What are your thoughts on the state of the Nigeria Bar today, the legal profession in the country? 0201-277-0993 and of course 0201-465-7190. Prof, can lawyers in Nigeria do more? Are lawyers in Nigeria doing enough in terms of contributing to the development of the nation, especially in the social, economic, and political life of Nigeria?
Are we doing enough? Yes. Can we do more? Yes. Are we doing enough? It is the need to do enough that led to setting up of Speedel in 2006 MBA. So it's a profession that proceeds what to do in the future. We are not a backward-looking profession. And what is Speedel? Speedel is a section on public interest and development law, because we realize that the lawyers have a role to play in development of the Nigerian society. And Fidel has been doing that all this way. Do we have challenges with getting lawyers playing on the top of development in Nigeria? Yes. Law is an instrument of social engineering and engineering. So whatever you do in this country must be within the law. So whether you're an economist or a businessman or whatever you are, computer, infotech, and whatever, ICT, it must be done according to law. So legal regulations fall within us, and then our members have done well. There are also instances where we may not have lived up to expectations, and that's why we meet in conferences to review those areas and top up and continue to move. If you want to know whether the profession is done well, get to university admissions, even at the entry point. Most likely, most students apply to study law than other courses, because the profession is still the leader of other professions.
Prof, in which areas will you say that your colleagues have not covered themselves in glory, that they can do better? Like you just point, which areas can you be specific?
Yeah, I mean, we've been working on regulations, regulating the practice, and we're still working on it. You will imagine regulating 160,000 lawyers. It's not an easy job. And the legal practitioner is just not seen only in the courts. And that's the thinking of many persons is that, the lawyer just go to court. No, we are in every part of the society. Now, if you get to every department,
good morning,
virtually every company will have legal department.
All right.
So,
all right.
And again.
Okay,
and again.
Yes, but please hold the thought. I'll come to you shortly, sir. Apologies for the interjection. We have some listeners queuing up. Let me see if I can put a few of them on. Hello, good morning. What's your name?
Good morning.
You're welcome.
My name is Ade.
Ade, good morning.
I'm calling from Surrey. Good morning. I'm a lawyer.
All right, Ade, welcome. Talk to me about your profession.
We're not doing enough at all. We're not even started. Look at the court system. It's in disarray. Cases that are supposed to be decided within a week or 2 weeks take over 6 months. The level of bribery to get a case to court is astounding. That was what woke me up this morning, because I'm going to file a case in court today. I have to go and get 500 naira change so as to be able to pass it through, to be able to get it done. There is no complaint procedure for filing a case in the magistrate court in Lagos. To get the case to be served on the defendant is a hell of a time. And we are not doing enough at all. In fact, it seems that the lawyers are bothered about their own daily meal more than anything else. Once they can get this case done, or case into court, and get it sorted out, it's not concerned about whatever happens elsewhere. We're not doing enough at all. We have not even started, in my own opinion. Right. And I go to court almost every day.
All right. So your concern is the
level of bribery.
All right.
That to get a case into court and to get a case through the court system is unbelievable. There's no complaint procedure, so I can't complain to anybody.
Okay.
We say we're doing online filing system in Lagos State, but it's online payment system, because once you file, you need to print out, carry the paper to get a file, to buy a file, and carry the file to an office. It's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous.
Okay,
it's embarrassing.
Thank you very much. Prof, I hope you're noting the point. I want to take the calls in succession. I'll come to you. Are these issues on bribery and corruption in the legal profession? Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Chibuike. I'm calling from Orchard Road.
Welcome, Chibuike. Please go on.
Okay, I think the attitude of the Nigerian Bar Association in the previous years has been dependent on the countenance of the president. When Olumide Akpata was president, he stood for the people. He was not scared to face the executive and tell them when they are going wrong. But the outgoing NBA president has been a lackey, sorry to use that word, to the present administration and the past administration. During the last protest, he sent a letter to lawyers not to participate in the protest. That was very, very shameful for an NBA president, because the president of NBA is supposed to stand for the people, people's rights, people's fundamental. But he wrote a letter telling lawyers not to participate in the protest. That was very, very unbecoming of an NBA president. So if you look at the trajectory over the years, I'm not trying to be tribalistic, but whenever the presidency of the NBA goes to a certain section of the country, they are conservative, they are reserved, they play along with government. But when it comes to a certain part, they are vocal. So I think that is the issue. The NBA president's countenance determines the attitude of the NBA towards protecting the rights of the people, which is very, very fundamental. Olumide Akpata, Alege, Akeredolu, even Wola Onenikbeku, they all stood for the people.
All right,
they all spoke. We are very, very vocal for the people when they were in power. But unfortunately, the outgoing NBA president didn't play that role very well.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much for your time. 99.3, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Kofi.
Welcome. Please turn off your radio set. All right.
My name is Osa. I'm calling from Ogun State.
Your name again?
My name is Osa. I'm calling from Ogun State.
Welcome, Osa. Please go on.
Thank you. So, somehow I don't think the NBA is doing enough. There are little things that affect the people. For instance, the FRSC would arrest you and tell you that your number plate is faded when you didn't make your number plate in the house. The NBA should be able to speak up against such a thing. But they don't. I've reported it to the NBA twice. I've asked my friend who is a lawyer to try and report it. But those are things that the NBA should be able to do for the people. That is why they are the voice of the people and do the right thing. They're supposed to justify the rights of the people. So I'm hoping that I am reporting it to you now so that you can take it up with the FRSC.
Can you repeat the issue again, please?
Your faded number plate. If your number plate is faded, FRSC will arrest you and tell you have to reissue a number plate you did not make in your house.
Yeah. All right.
That is the fault of the FRSC, please.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time. We'll take more of your calls, but I want to go back to Prof now. Prof, so the issue is, though we're not talking about the Nigeria Bar Association in particular, but generally the legal profession, which includes the Nigeria Bar Association, the first caller did say that corruption in the judiciary, is a lawyer, in the judiciary and the legal profession and all that, needs to be called out, needs to be tackled. The second caller, of course, talked about the NBA presidency being, vocal and outspoken against, injustice in the country and not being a spokesperson or appendage of government. He used the word lackey. He says the current NBA president is lackey. Is a lackey of God. But the last caller, of course, talked about lawyers in Nigeria, even the NBA and lawyers in general, speaking up against injustice, and by government agencies. So please talk about those three issues, sir.
Well, talking about three of them, maybe they needed to have listened to what I said. Let me go back again. Failure of a federal road safety call to give quality number plates and then turning around to use that against some Nigerians. I said that was why SPIDEL was set up in 2006. And SPIDEL is Section of Public Interest and Development Law. If you have followed it through, you will see how many lawsuits filed by SPIDEL. In fact, you would have known the effect of SPIDEL if SPIDEL was not in place.
But Prof, is it that lawyers are leaving, speaking out on these issues to SPIDEL alone? For instance, I don't know where we'll be without the likes of yourself, the likes of the late Kani Fawimi, the likes of who can I call again? Yes, because you've spoken out a lot on national issues. Yes, you've spoken out a lot on national issues.
Yes, but the point I'm making is, I'm not saying we have gotten to Canaan, but we have left Egypt. we still have internal issues. And some of them are leadership issues. Some of them are political issues. But we have to look at the big picture. This profession has done so much. If you remove the legal profession, what will Nigeria be? With the legal profession, this is what you are seeing. What if you remove it? And I want to tell one of my colleagues who made a point there that the Nigerian Bar Association offered pro bono services to any protester that was detained. That was to that extent. And I know that going forward, more impetus will be given to the public interest section of NBA.
Prof, there are protesters who are currently in detention right now. What is the NBA doing about it? Even those who were not arrested protesting, they were arrested from their homes in Abuja.
Yes. You will see that some of them are many of them are being released now. We won't say all that NBA has done over that.
Okay.
We are not activists as legal practitioners.
Okay.
We are legal practitioners. And
but you're advocates. You're advocates.
Yes, nobody should expect us to be on this, to turn the profession into an activist group. But we do care about justice, public interest, and we are doing quite a lot, but we need to do more. You ask me whether we need to do more? Yes. We need to strengthen our section on public interest. And one of the former IBA presidents made that point, that every lawyer ought to be a public interest lawyer to a reasonable extent.
All right.
Bribery, the profession does not condone bribery. And if you go to distribute money in the courts, we don't know about that. If there are public servants who collect money or insist on collecting money from the profession or from lawyers, let us know who they are. There's no way to complain. I don't agree.
Prof, are you saying you're not aware of this?
Well, I've not gotten to a situation where somebody said, if you don't bring money, I wouldn't do this.
Are you saying it doesn't happen? Because yesterday, lawyer told us the same thing too, that to make your cases move faster, you have to grease the palm of judicial workers.
Well, those are judicial workers. Those are not legal practitioners.
But legal practitioners are the ones who do the payments, sir.
If they do the payment, they also, any legal practitioner that does that knows that he has gone out of the professional ethics. But the point I'm making is, not long ago, you would have seen a lawyer in Anambra State who got to a court and there was and had similar incidents. He spoke out immediately. That's what the profession does, and a lot is being done about that now. So when a legal practitioner goes to change money to 500, he will go to share. He's encouraging the bringing down of the high standards of the profession. That's not acceptable. That is not to say that if on your own you give people money, nobody regulates that. But if it is that it is by way of bribery, that is wrong and will not be accepted.
Okay. All right. One of the callers talked about the leadership of the NBA, and in particular, he
sure.
Yes.
Oh, sure. I mean, our leaders will not behave in the same way. There's a course we studied in the university. It's called Law in Society. We were taught that the society is dynamic, the leadership is dynamic. No two human beings will behave the same way. I want to believe that we have our highs and lows in leadership. That's why even till today, in the profession, we still remember Alawa Kabasharon. He's long dead, but we still remember him as a classical example of what a bad leader should be. We've had other high performing presidents. The caller mentioned some of them. I don't want to start mentioning people's names, but I can pin people like Ganifa Wemi. I can pin Alawa Kabasharon and many others. You know, the Falanas and so that are here.
And yourself too.
So the point remains that we are not a perfect organization, but we are one of the best.
Prof, I want your post-mortem of the presidency of the Nigeria Bar Association under the outgoing president. I don't know if Alpha Mosigwe has been sworn in, but the outgoing president of the Nigerian. I want your scorecard of Yakubu Mekiao's 2 years as president of the Nigeria Bar Association.
All right, but Yakubu Mekiao is not 2 years yet. He still has some days. I would prefer to do a post-mortem. You do post-mortem when the man is dead. He has not left office.
Okay. Prof, give us your assessment of his presidentship so far.
Well, again, I would prefer a situation where I have a total picture, because he could correct some of the wrongs that I could have talked about.
Prof,
he can improve on what I know now.
What are the wrongs? What are the wrongs that you're talking about? I mean, as far as the presidency.
I'm not saying some of the things lows I will score him. He can improve on them before the end of his third tenure.
Prof, do you agree? Do you agree with the last caller? He was insinuating that Yakubu Mekiao was too close to government during his in his time as FBA president, even though he has a few days to go. That he was too close to government. Do you agree with that caller?
Well, that is the guy. That person's view. I would prefer to talk about him when he has finished his tenure.
All right. Let's go to our next listener. 99.3. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, welcome. Your name, location, and contribution, please.
Yes, my name is Timothy, calling you from Ikoyi.
All right, welcome.
Sir, you try. I appreciate you for everything. For me, I would say stop asking that man questions.
Hello, my brother. Listen. He's giving me his take, and he has his right to,
But I didn't see anything there.
But what's your view? Your view?
Oh man, it's hard. It's hard. Look at the hunger in the street. See what he's talking about.
All right. Thank you very much. You obviously, he feels you must give a take on Mekiao's leadership, but you've said you want to wait till he's done before you do so, which you respect. We have Mrs. Aboli on the line. Good morning, Mrs. Aboli.
Good morning, Mr. Kofi. I'm in the bus, but I'm listening to your conversation this morning.
Oh, thank you very much. Please go.
So the place of the judiciary, as we all know, is one that should never be tainted or lost its integrity. Judiciary that we have presently in Nigeria, we all know what we have and what obtains. For someone like me who has lost total faith in the judiciary, what does the prof have to tell me? Because honestly, as a Nigerian, I regret that we're practicing the kind of judiciary we have right now. It should be a sacrosanct position being held. But honestly, what we have now, he knows. Even if he's being tactical with your questioning this morning, what does he hold for someone like me who has lost total hope and faith in judiciary? Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, my sister. I was talking about law in society. The society affects the law. The law affects the society. There are increasing causes for concern, and I made that point earlier. There are certain things that has happened in our judiciary that we have a lot of concern for. But many times, it is not the big picture. Don't lose total hope on the judiciary. At least we have an acting CJN now. who has promised to do quite a lot to restore confidence. So don't lose hope. We all are part of the profession, and we will try to continue to improve on what we have. Yes, we expected to have gone very high from where we are today, but we have left Egypt, like I said, even though we are yet to get to the promised land.
All right.
All of us working together. We cannot leave this country. There's no other country we have. Okay. I know that there was a time when our cases, judicial decisions from Nigeria, were cited across the world. It may not be so now.
All right, Prof, we have to leave it at that. I'm so sorry. But Professor Paul C. Ananaba, S.A.N., it's been a pleasure and a privilege, sir, having you on the Morning Crossfire.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The amazing seasoning cube. So when you're cooking, you're delicious.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.